Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the key roles and responsibilities of a project manager. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you are a student of project management or you are already working somewhere as a project manager and you want to know that what are the roles and responsibilities of the project manager. So this video could be helpful for you. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well, so that many videos can reach to you. So let's start, friend. So, friend, today's topic is the roles and responsibilities of a project manager. So, who is basically a project manager? Project manager is a person who is managing the project, and we know that project management life cycle is basically based on initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and controlling, and closing. So, these are the 5 phases at which every project as per the PMBOK guide is based on. So, one by one we shall discuss that what are the responsibilities and role of a project management in every phase. So, as a project manager, first we talk about initiation phase. Initiation, we know that it is the first phase of a project from which the project is basically initiating or starting actually. So, project manager begins each new project by defining the main objective of a project, its purpose, its scope. So, in this phase, all the basically things like the objectives, aims, goals, scoping, purposes. So, all the things will be defined here in the initiation phase. So, it is the responsibility of a project manager to define all these things. The expectations of a project of the internal and external stakeholders should also be defined. Planning phase. Friend, in the planning phase, once a charter is approved, project manager work with key stakeholders to create integrated project plan focused on attaining the defined outline goals. Basically, friend, in the planning phase, as a project manager, you are responsible to do all the planning. All the planning means planning like scope planning, project schedule, risk management plan, communication management plan, procurement management plan. So, all the planning is basically done in this phase of a planning phase. Remember, friend, that as a project manager, your planning skills should be excellent. You should be capable to do all the planning. Planning means that how will you achieve that particular objective. Okay, see, try to understand from here. In the initiation phase, project manager defined that this is the objective of the organization. Like for example, you are implementing a mobile application as a customer, for example, and your objective is that you want to you want to increase the customer base of your organization, for example. So, this is your objective. So, now in the planning phase, you will define that how will you implement the project, how will you achieve that particular goal, objective, aims, and what are the milestones of in the implementation actually. Then in the execution phase, during this phase, team members complete the work that has been identified in the project, and as a project manager, you should have to ensure that whatever you have planned in the execution should be progress as per the plan. This is very important. In the execution phase, the actual development or actual execution will start. Team will do the development, team will do the execution actually, but as a project manager, you are ensuring that things should be going as per the plan. Monitoring and controlling. Monitoring and controlling means this is we do in the throughout the project, like from initiation till end of the project. So, in this phase, as a project manager, you have to make sure that things are going as per the plan. If not going, so then you have to take the corrective action. For example, one resource is not performing well, for example, he is not capable enough to complete the task on time. So, what you have to do, you have to take the corrective action, you have to talk with the functional manager, and either you can replace them, either you can add one more resource, whatever do, but you have to take the action accordingly. In the closing phase, you have to work with the client to get formal sign off from the customer to that project is completed, release the resources, review the work of third party vendors, and close the, if there is any procurement thing, you should have to close it, archive project files for future references, and do the lesson learned documents, that what things goes wrong, what thing goes right. So, you have to take all those things in the closing phase. This is the responsibility of a project management. So, what project manager do basically? As a project manager, on a daily task, you have to communicate with team members. Like for example, you are implementing the e-commerce solution. So, you have to talk with the team members that what are the targets, So project management is all about communication, whether through emails, calls, daily check-ins or team meetings. Project manager must communicate with the members of the team regularly. Communicate with the key stakeholder. This is also very important responsibility for project manager, like for example project manager from the customer side, CEO of the customer side, CDO of the customer side, technical or functional manager of the customer side, or either functional manager from your side, CEO of your side, team technical lead of your side. So you have to communicate with all key stakeholder properly through emails, phone calls, meetings, status meetings, status reporting, etc. So communication should be very good for your. Then issue identification and resolution. Whatever the issue is arising as a project manager, you should be able to handle that issue. It's a common for scope, budget, resource allocation and other milestone issues are arise, like for example resources not available, resources not capable enough, training resources not properly trained, scope is sometime it happens that scope is not clear to some team members. So if any issue is arising, you have to resolve it. Remember friend, as a project manager, this is your responsibility to handle the issue. This is your responsibility. And then budgeting. For small scale projects, cost estimation may be a weekly or even a monthly task, but for larger projects with many different expenses to keep in mind, project managers may spend time reviewing budgets each day to ensure that project does not exceed resource allocation. This may also include reviewing the processing and approving invoices from outside vendors if the project includes such partnerships as well. Then time management and approval. In order to ensure that the project remains on track, many project managers turn to time sheets or a project management software. So by using these types of softwares or time sheets, you can imagine, you can analyze that how much times resources are putting in the task. Either they are putting less time, either they are putting high time, etc. So time sheets and approvals are time management is also a very important task of a project manager. Team building. Team building means a good project manager will do more than simply manage the steps of a project. They basically build the team. Actually, they will also manage their team in order to keep them productive, happy. A part of this should include team building exercises designed to boost the morale, particularly after challenging weeks or phases of the project. This is also the responsibility of the project manager for team building. Remember that friend, many times it happens that in the tough times of a project, like for example team's morale is going down, team is demotivating, if team is getting frustrated, etc. So many times it happens. So as a project manager, this is your responsibility to build the team and boost the morale of the team member as well. So friend, thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching the video. Thank you friends.